After Silappadigaram, we have to see Manimekalai. The Manimekalai is closely associated with the Silappadigaram because we know very well in Silappadigaram, Kovalan, even after his marriage, he fell in love with Madhavi and he was living with Madhavi for many years there in Madhavi's residence. And Madhavi and Kovalan, both of them gave birth to a daughter. The daughter's name is Manimekalai. The beauty of it, the Manimekalai is the goddesses of Kovalan's traditional worshipping god. That's the beauty because he is having that much, or rather, he was having that much affection toward that girl. So that's why he is naming that girl after his regular traditional god's family, god's name to that child. But actually, the Silappadigaram and Manimekalai are known as twin epics. They are twin. But with all that, in Tamil we are saying Irattai Kappiyangal. Irattai means twin. But whereas there are a lot of difference between Silappadigaram and Manimekalai. Silappadigaram is having 30 chapters and all 30 chapters and having 3 cantos. But whereas Manimekalai is having the 30 chapters but not having the cantos. In Silappadigaram, we are saying Pugar Kantam, Madurai Kantam, and Vanji Kantam. This type of classification is not there in Manimekalai 1. Second thing, Manimekalai is a story based on Buddhism and its development. If you want to give more importance to Manimekalai, in the sense only in the Buddhist aspect only. One. Second thing, only in Manimekalai we are seeing the supernatural elements. In Silappadigaram, the supernatural element was having a little, it was in an introductory level. But whereas in Manimekalai, it is totally based on the supernatural element. Because I'll tell you the story of it. Manimekalai, she is the daughter of Kovalan and Kannagi. Sorry, Kovalan and Madhavi. One. Then after hearing the news of Kovalan's death, Madhavi immediately joined in the Buddhism missionary and she becoming a Buddhist. And immediately she changed her daughter into Buddhism. At the age of 13 or 14, Manimekalai becoming a Buddhist monk. Actually, Manimekalai becoming a monk and she is strictly following the Buddhist principles. But whereas the Chola crown prince by name Udayakumaran fall in love with Manimekalai and he wanted to marry her. So wherever Manimekalai goes, this fellow is following her seriously. But Manimekalai not at all interested to have that type of relationship, but internally she is accepting Udayakumaran. Why so means in the previous birth, this is the major details we are seeing in Manimekalai. It is talking about all the previous births. So in the previous birth, that Manimekalai and Udayakumaran were husband and wife. Because of that Vasana, in this birth, Udayakumaran is following Manimekalai. This is the first supernatural element. Then one day when Manimekalai was going to the flower garden to collect the flowers along with her friend Sudamadi, there she found Udayakumaran also there. Immediately Manimekalai went into a room which one is made out of marble. That building is having some sort of uniqueness in its nature. People are inside, they can see what is happening in the outside. But the people are in outside, they are not able to see what is happening inside. So Manimekalai immediately went into that building and she was seeing that Udayakumaran's movement and that all. There in that marble building, the Manimekala Deivam, the Manimekalai, the goddesses came there. See the beauty, Manimekala Deivam came there and took Manimekalai to the island of Manipallavam. island of Manipallavam. Then there Manimekalai was in the seashore. She was just lying there, and she is waking up and seeing the entire environment is totally changed. And she was not knowing where I am. And she is actually crying, and as well as she is in search of her own friend Sudamadi, and that all nobody is there. So after some time she started to wander in that area. Yeah, another lady is coming up just opposite to her, and her name is Tivathilagai. She is the what do you call watching woman of that island. Her name is Tivathilagai. And by way of seeing that lady, Manimekalai totally astonished and asking, "Who are you?" And Tivathilagai was saying, "I am here to save this island. I was appointed by Lord Indra. In this island, a tank is there. The tank's name is Komuhi Poigai, because the tank shape is just like a cow's face. So Komuhi Poigai. There you can see a wonder. Every year in Vaisaga Purnima, that is Buddha's birthday, in every year in the month of Vaikasi, the full moon day, the Vaikasa Purnima, a vessel will come out of the pond. That pond is owned by Abuthiran. Abuthiran was having that bowl that is known as Amuda Surabi. If you are here, it is quite acceptable nature. You are having some sort of divine power. I hope that you will be receiving that particular Amuda Surabi. Better you go to the pond. This is the right time. The pond will appear. So Manimekalai also went there, and nearby the tank she was standing. The full moon comes out. Automatically the vessel also coming out of the pond, and it moves to the Manimekalai's hand. Then immediately Manimekalai was asking Tivathilagai, "What I have to do with this pond?" Immediately she said, "Straight away go to your native Pugar. There you can meet Aravana Adigal. He was the scholar in Buddhism, and he was a saint there in Pugar. Because of him only Madhavi embraced Buddhism. So you straight away go and ask him. He will tell the details of Amudasabi and that all." So before leaving that place, she was able to see where Buddha, that is called Pidam, telling his prophecies. So that is called the Silasanam. So that Silasanam appeared, and she worshipped that Silasanam, and she got the three powerful mantras. One is she can able to change her form. One. Number two, she can forgo her hungry forever. Number three, she can able to fly in the sky. So these are all the three mantras are given to Manimekalai by that saints. Right. After getting all these things, Manimekalai came back to Pugar. There she met Aravana Adigal. Aravana Adigal was telling the details of this Amuda Surabi, and with the help of the Amuda Surabi, she decided to feed all the needy and poor people. Especially, she went to the prison. There he met all the prisoners and feed them beautifully, and she made all the prisons into a beautiful center of learning. A separate topic is there. சிறை கோட்டங்களை அறக்கோட்டங்களாக மாற்றிய காதை. So Arakota means center of learning. So because of her, or because of Manimekalai's activity in Pugar, in Chola kingdom, there was no prison at all. Every prison converted into a learning center. So that was the beauty of Manimekalai. Then after that, Manimekalai decided to learn all other religion philosophy. So she contacted every other religious people and had the proper discussion, and she proved Buddhism principle or the best principle than any other principle in this country. She proved one after another, and finally she established the Buddhism is the best religion and attained moksha. This is the story of Manimekalai. In this story, you can see lot of supernatural elements because knowing the mantra of flying in the sky and having the mantra of changing your form and avoiding the hungry, all these things. And the best thing, actually, if you are going to ask me a question, what is the best in that book is whether it is belonging to the Buddhism or whatever the religion that Manimekalai followed. But one thing is very interesting because whatever the crime a person is committing, because of the poverty only the person is committing a crime. So that is the best way to avoid the crime in a nation. Go and feed them properly. If you are going to feed them everybody properly, they will not be think of any criminal activity. That's the most important thing. That's why a famous quote in Manimekalai, Undi koduttore uyir koduttore. Undi means food. If you are going to feed a person, you are giving a life to that person. So once you are having the confidence that you will be getting food regularly, automatically you will not be thinking of any evil things. That's the basic principle of Buddhism. That's why I used to say in Manimekalai, she says, what is essential to every human? Food, cloth and shelter. See, this Manimekalai is written in the 3rd century, I am believing, but some of the scholars are thinking it is 6th century, whatever it is. Whether it is belonging to 3rd century or 6th century. But this book is talking about the economics of the nation. If you are going to talk about the economics, what is the essential thing of every citizen is food, cloth and shelter. So these 3 things are properly given to a public or given to every citizen, that country will flourish like anything. This is the basic economics. The same thing was later on told by Adam Smith in economics. So the Manimekalai, the other Chitalai Chatanar is talking about all these details, and especially Manimekalai is the first book in Tamil which is having the propagation of Buddhism in Tamil Nadu. That is the first book which one is spreading the religion and religious doctrine and the superiority of a religion in Tamil Nadu. Manimekalai is the first and the foremost book. Later on, after Manimekalai, we have to see Sivaga Chindamani. The Sivaga Chindamani is a unique literature written by Tirutakadevar. The Sivaga Chindamani, the story of Jivaga, that story is not belonging to the Tamil Nadu culture. Yes, this is the original story from Kshatriya Chudamani. It is in Sanskrit. So Tirutakadevar adopted the story into Tamil and he started to write this Sivaga Chindamani. This book is having another name in Tamil. It is called the Mananul. Mananul means the book is talking about the different marriages of the hero Sivagan. Because Sivagan is a crown prince of a land and he fell in love with 8 different heroines and he got married with them and lived happily. Finally, he attained moksha. What is the beauty of that book? This is the first and the foremost book of Jainism. In that book only, we are getting the details of Jain philosophies. Jain philosophies.
So you mean in Tamil, this is the first book?
In Tamil Nadu, this is the first book by Tirutakadevar. In that book only, the author Tirutakadevar is giving more details about Jainism. And indirectly, the book is condemning all other religion. Not directly. But whereas in Manimekalai used to have the proper discussion with every other religious scholar and she established Buddhism is the best. But whereas in this book, Tirutakadevar wanted to tell the story of Jivaga in 13 chapters, but indirectly he is condemning all other religion. Especially he is not at all accepting the Vedic principles. He is not at all accepting the Vedic classification as such, the Brahmachari, Samsari, Vanaprasthi and Sannyasi, all these things he is not at all accepting.
Sir, what time period is this?
It is 8th century. Shiva, this Tirthakatevar period is 8th century. What is the speciality of Tirthakatevar? Is the first and the foremost is he is the first person who has written his work in Virutam. A Virutam is a specific prosody. Virutam means four lines of a poem. Because if you are going to see the storytelling literature earlier to this book is Manimegala and Silappadigaram. Both the things are having long verses. But whereas Tirthakatevar's Chintamani is the only book or the first and the foremost book, which one is having 4 lines poem. In that he decided to tell the story in a proper manner. So,
is there a reason for this shift, sir, into 4-line?
Because people are not, normally, for example, even I can say the modern quote also. Long back in 60s and 70s up to 80s, every weekly magazines are having a long stories. Todar Kadai. Every weekly magazine, Kalki or Kumudam or Ananda Vigadan, all these Tamil weekly and fortnightly magazines are having Todar Kadai, the long stories. Later on, they totally stopped the long stories. They started to say, short novels. Kuru novel in Tamil, short novels. 4 weeks it will come. And it will be come to an end after the 4th week. Later on, what happened? They started to tell only the short stories. 3 to 4 page stories. But now what they are doing? 1 page story. So people are not having enough time, one. But for example, if you are going to read Silappadigaram, you have to read 1 chapter at a stretch, then only you can understand the story. But if you are going to read the Tirthakatevar's Chintamani, every 4 line you are completing a phrase. Every 4 line you are completing 1 point. So automatically, if you want to stop the literature, wherever you want, you can stop immediately and go and do other work and will come and continue the literature. One thing. Second thing, this is the way how the poets are thinking. Whatever the thing you want to tell precisely. That's the most important. If you are going on writing a long poem, nobody is having patience to read. Even for example, the modern days, the cinema is the visual literature. Long back in 50s and 60s, we are seeing cinema 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Later on, it became 2 hours. Now, nobody is interested to sit even for 1.5 hours. Even in the field of dance, long back on Arangetram or one program, normally it will take 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Nowadays, 1 hour and 20 minutes, that's all. That's all. Whatever the thing you want to give, you have to give it within that 80 minutes, or otherwise nobody will sit and follow what you are doing. Automatically, everyone is having that type of, what do you call, they are all thinking, by way of seeing all these things continuously, it may cause monotony to them. Though it is forming monotony or not, nobody is interested to watch more than 1.5 hours. Right. The same thing happened in the literature also. And one thing, if you are going to write a poem in Virutam form, the 4-line poem, you have to maintain the rhythm. So it is easy for you to memorize the poem. That's the easiest way. So, and every poem is having equal words and equal lines, so the rhythms also equal. So it costs you the even rhythm. So it is easy for a person to memorize one. And Tirthakatevar known for his imagination. So because of the Tirthakatevar only, later on Kamban written his poem, he says, I am totally inspired by Tirthakatevar. The great scholar Virama Munivar is talking about Tirthakatevar. He is the prince among the poets. He is giving the title to Tirthakatevar. He is the prince among the poets. So That much quality and that much imagination Tiruthakkathavar is having. If you go through the Tiruthakkathavar's or Chintamani, the imagination is not even, it is quite impossible for an ordinary person to think. Such a wonderful imagination that man was having. But normally the problem in that book is it is not taught to the student. Even the students are learning literature in colleges, because if you are going to read that book, it is normally every poem is having some sort of what do you call the relationship between the hero and heroine. He is giving more importance to that. So people are thinking that book is talking something romantic.
So it's very erotic and probably
people are thinking it is based on some sort of eroticism. But it is not so, because that too also a beautiful thing in this world. People are not understanding it properly. But whereas most of the colleges and schools are not at all teaching this book widely. Even textbooks are there for teaching. Normally in the text, the description of the city, description of the town, description of the nature. These are all the things things only taught in the schools and colleges, not the original story. Because this book is having that name. It's a book of erotism, people used to say. Even because what is the reason for that author to write like this? The poets used to talk about the Jain poets. The Jain monks and poets are not having the knowledge of writing poems on erotism. Immediately Tiruthakkathavar came forward, I am capable of. Though I am a saint, I am capable of. Immediately he contacted his guru, because everyone is talking that Jain monks are not able to write anything on erotism. I decided to write some poem. Immediately the guru was examining that Tiruthakkathavar, and he was asking him to write a poem on philosophy. Immediately Tiruthakkathavar written a poem on a fox, which one is running across him. Nari Viruttam. Nari means fox. While the guru was asking the question to Tiruthakkathavar, at the time a fox was running across them. Immediately he composed a poem on that fox, Nari Viruttam. In that poem, he explained the philosophy of Jainism. So by way of hearing that song, immediately Guru highly impressed and told, you are capable of writing the Sringaram, go on write. So because of that only, Tiruthakkathavar started to write that Chivaga Chintamani. If you are going to talk about that Chintamani's literal aspect, it is really very beautiful.
You can you please give some examples, sir, whether of Narivaritam or any other imagination that you have been enjoying? Any example at a later point also.
Okay, right. Because that poems, though it is talking about, I will give you the finest example, not because of the erotism and that all. Just I want to give some beautiful scene, one particular area. The hero Sivagan is crossing a forest. There he found a set of vanaprasthis, and he was asking them what you are all doing here. All the vanaprasthis are saying, we are living here with our wives, and as well as we are concentrating the bhakti and that all. Immediately Sivagan was asking, what you are all doing here? You are all doing bhakti here, right? What are the steps you are taken for it? Immediately one fellow is saying, we are regularly taking morning and evening bath. Because of that only, we are all proving ourselves we are sacred and pure. Immediately Jivagan replying them, see, even in the forest, the bear is taking regularly 3 or 4 times bath every day. So the bear is superior than to you. Then how can you establish that you are superior than to that? So it is not at all possible. Don't say in that way you are superior. Immediately another saint was talking. No, we are taking only the vegetables and fruits only. We are not taking any cooked food. That is the way how we are purifying our body and that all. Immediately Jivagan replies, if you go and see the bat in the forest, that bat eats only the fruits. That bat It's a fly. It eats only the fruit. So do you think that bat is superior than you? Right. Then you are all here and doing some sort of penance, and you are having your wife also. See, the major problem is, if a person wants to do the penance, he has to give up his wife first. Because if you are going to have a flame, you can't cover the flame with the help of a cloth. If you are going to cover the flame with the help of the cloth, the flame will burn the cloth also. So whatever the penance if you are going to do here, if you are going to have your wife along with you, automatically what the penance you are doing is totally waste. So this is not the way to do the penance. So all the three steps what you are all doing is waste. And he started to teach how to do the penance, and all the Vedic Brahmins converted into Jains, and they becoming a Jain ardent worshipper of Jain monk, and they got the enlightenment what he says. So these are all, wherever the possible, the other through the character he is simply establishing the Jain philosophy. That is the beauty of Chintamani. So even if you want to know more and more about Chintamani, it is quite difficult for an ordinary person to read that Chintamani poem, because it is in Viruttam form. Within that four line, the author has to pack everything. Whatever the subject he wants to tell within that four line, he has to tell in his own state. So it is quite difficult to read initially. Once you start to read and try to understand what are the methods and style of that poem, automatically you can enjoy that poem. So even people used to say one particular quote from Chintamani. Even one Kamban was giving some sort of good imagination. Immediately some poets are asking Kamban, how you got this detail? Immediately Kamban said, no, I got it only from Chintamani. A famous quote, Chintamani kadalil naan konjam mundu kondeen. What Kamban says, Chintamani is having the ocean of imagination, just I have taken a little from that, he says. So that much quality the Chintamani is having. So normally, because of the religious problem, because of the religious fight, we do not accept the Chintamani as a great work. Because we wanted to accept, because Chilapadigaran is not at all talking about any religion detail. And Kambaramayanam, because when the Saivism movement and Vaishnavic movement started in Tamil Nadu, we wanted to concentrate, or we decided to concentrate only those literatures. We gradually losing importance to Chintamani and that all. Even what happened after Chintamani, we are having two more literature, Valayabadi and Kundalagesi. Both the literatures totally ruined. No, because of the religion. Valayabadi and Kundalagesi, both of them are talking about the Buddhism and Jainism philosophies. So people are not there. They are giving more details than storyline. They are talking about religion than the story. So automatically people, they do not want to accept that religion. Very few songs we are having. Even Valayabadi, we do not know who is the author. That author name itself totally gone. We don't know. And Kundalagesi, Nakuntanar is the author we are knowing, but definitely still we are having the doubt whether the author's name is right or wrong, we do not know. So both the literatures, very few songs are available, very few songs. Actually, because of that religious problem, we are all having the same problem with us. We do not want to allow other religion to grow, other religion not to have to spread. These are all the problems not prevailing today. It is the thing in the past also. So because of that we lost. Even in that Ainperumkappiam, but if you go and see the Ainchirukappiam, that too also having the same problem. Ainchirukappiam, there are 5 books are available. 5th book is not available, not in full form. We are having Udayana Kumara Kavyam, Yasodhara Kavyam, Nilagesi and Chudamani, all the 4 books are available. But whereas the Nagakumara Kavyam, it is not available in full form. We are having only 60 or 70 songs. That's all. Even the beauty of that, if you go and see the Nilakesi is a book on Jain philosophy. In that book, what the author says, the Nilakesi, after knowing the Jain philosophy, she went and had the debate with Manimekalai. See the beauty. She had the debate with Manimekalai and she establishes the Jainism and she simply defeated the Manimekalai. After Manimekalai, she met Aravana Adigal. After Aravana Adigal, Mokkalan. After Mokkalan, finally, she was having the debate with the Buddha. So the Nilakesi wanted to establish the Jainism and Jain principles and philosophies are the best philosophies in the world. So because of these details only, no one is concentrating that book one. Second thing, in Yasodhara Kavyam, it is talking about 7 janmas. So if you are going to commit a mistake in this janma, what will be your next janma? Then how long it will go? All the 7th janmas, only in the end of the 7th janma you will get the salvation. What type of sufferings you will have? If you are going to read that Yasodhara Kavya, it is more or less equal to the Garuda Purana. Because in Garuda Purana, what we are saying, even if a person is going to commit a mistake or a sin, for that what type of punishment he will be getting after his death. So this is the Garuda Puranam detail. The same thing the Yasodhara Kavyam also saying. So if you are going to commit a mistake, what will be your next birth? There, how you are going to suffer. What are the toilments you have to face? Then after that, because of that you will committing another mistake. Then it culminates to the next birth. It talks about all the 7th birth. By way of reading that, automatically everybody will get fear. So because of that fear, no one is following that book, no one is interested in that book. And all the other books are talking about the mysticism of the human life. We are not interested. Even if you are, for example, if you are going to commit a mistake, automatically for that mistake, if you are going to face some sort of punishment, okay, that is enough. What type of punishment, how it will come and attack, and how we are going to be get caught, all these things if we are going to explain in a grand manner, nobody will follow that book. They will get fear. What is the problem in that of knowing it in advance? Let it be. They will immediately given up that idea to read that book. That is a major problem happened to that Ainchirukappiam. So even that Ainchirukappiam is not a text for any level of graduation. The beauty is, when I was doing my Master of Philosophy, I took Ainchirukappiam as my special subject. I did Jainism, Jainist philosophies in Ainchirukappiam. That was my thesis when I was doing my MPhil, Master of Philosophy. So nobody is interested because I wanted to know what it is. Because no scholar or no teacher is interested in Ainchirukappiam. Even if you go and talk about the Jain people, there are a lot of Jains in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Jains are there. Because we are having 2 types of Jains. One is the Hindi speaking Jain, another one is Tamil speaking Jain. Hindi speaking Jains are not at all knowing what are these details. But whereas Tamil speaking Jains are knowing, even they, the people are not interested to follow these books. Because they are not able to focus, they are not able to take up this literature to the public and say, if you go and read, you will get this type of benefit. Because all these books are talking about the punishments only. What the punishment you will get. So nobody is interested to see punishment alone. They need to have some sort of remedy, right? So it is going on talking about the punishment. Even you can, if you are going to talk about that Kuntala Kesi came into existence even in cinema. Even now, people are not following that story. That story is not having in full form. We are not having that literature fully. Especially the 5th one, the Nagakumara Kavyam, it is totally out of focus. We are having very few songs. It is having that Nagakumaran, the hero of the literature, he got married more or less 28,000 wives and 72,000 wives. These are all the details are given in that book. No one is going to believe that how it is possible. Even in Chivaka Chintamani, that gentleman got married with 8 heroines. That itself questioned. Because all these things, for example, how they got it, if you go and verify the Ramayana, Dasarathan was having 60,000 wives. So automatically they wanted to have that parallel history or parallel literature. If you are going to talk about a hero, in those days the hero was considered a person who is having innumerable wives. That person is known as the hero in their real life. So the same principle adopted in every literature. Even this is the thing, we got it through from the animal's world. If the male animal wanted to prove that he is the alpha of the community, automatically that male animal started to have extramarital or extra sexual relationship with every female animal in their clan. Through that only that male is proving I am the alpha of the clan. The same thing we started to say in literature also. So that's why, that is the reason in Ramayana Dasaratha was having 60,000 wives. Nay, it is actually totally contradicted by Rama. Even a single wife a person is having, he can be also a hero in a literature. So that is the beauty of the literature. After that only we started to think of ஒருவனுக்கு ஒருத்தி, the concept of the one male is going to marry a one female alone. So all these things, the same thing you can't see it in Jain literature. In Jain and Buddhist literature is totally talk about the sage life. But whereas Jain literature is talking about the family life, the hero used to have a lot of wives. Even after having a lot of wives, finally he is concentrating in penance and attain moksha. That is the concept of Jainism. So Ainperumkappiam and Ainchirukappiam all are, except Silappatikaram, all other things are talking only about their religion. That is a major issue, because that is the, after that nothing is, any story is not based on any religious aspect. Only after the Ainperumkappiam and Ainchirukappiam, the storytelling is totally based on itikasas. We are having the story on Ramayana, that is Kamba Ramayana. We are having the story on Mahabharata, that is Villiputtur Bharadam. Then we are having the story of Saivit devotees, that is Periya Purana. So, and we are having the stories on Alvar's Guru Prabhavam. All these Guru Parambara Prabhavam. Guru Parambara Prabhavam is the stories on Vaishnavite saints. So all these things are came to existence in order to avoid the mythological or the other religion philosophies not to be told. That's the main aim for these literatures came to existence, to avoid the Jainism and Buddhism. Right. So Ainchirukappiam and Ainperumkappiam, that we are concluding. Ainchirukappiam, if you want to learn, you can learn only the philosophy of the religion. If you want to know about Jainism or Buddhism, better learn Ainchirukappiam. Instead of learning the philosophical or books on the particular religion, literature is giving you more and more effective details than the real philosophy. Right. In that way, it is quite useful. So, after these two things, then Bhakti movement started. After that, Ainperumkappiam and Ainchirukappiam, we have to think about we have to talk about the Bhakti movement.